Hi folks, Dan here with Sockdolager equipment, and today I want to show you some of the features of the Bad Larry packrafting backpack. This is a project I've been working on for a couple of years, and I'm really stoked on how it's all come together. It's basically a 90-liter backpack. It's less than 48 ounces, even less than that depending on what features you want to strip off. But what makes this pack really unique is that it is designed to integrate with your boat. And what I mean by that is the shoulder straps come off, they become the thigh straps in your boat, and the hip belt removes and becomes your back band inside your boat. So the main pack fabric is Ultra Grid 200. It's a really lightweight but super strong nylon. The bottom is built out of ballistic nylon. It's a bit heavier, but it's very durable. And the side pockets are made out of 420 denier ripstop. Side pockets are pretty big. They are big enough to handle two 1-liter bottles. Also has the paddle blade in there. They're cut fairly low on the front, which allows you pretty easy access to get them even while you're wearing the pack. Also has forward pull compression, which makes it really easy to tighten that stuff down. If you really have it packed tight, you can tighten it, make sure everything's secure. All the webbing compression straps are removable. ITW Nexus hardware, and this compression strap is nice. It's pass through, so you can have it inside the pocket, or you can remove it and have it come up over the exterior of the pocket. So if you're bushwhacking, you want to compress the pockets down. That's a nice little feature to have. So let me grab a boat and show you how this connects inside the boat. So before you integrate the hip belt and shoulder straps into the boat, you want to remove all the extra webbing from your belt. Anytime you rig your pack raft, you want it to be as clean as possible. That means as few webbing loops, as few straps as possible. So take off you can remove the sternum strap from your shoulder straps, and all of the hip belt buckles are removable as well. I usually just put those inside my backpack when I put it in the cargo fly. And then the integration into the boat is pretty cool. These D-rings that are on the boat, just simply toggle the aluminum tri-glide right through them, and then the aluminum G-hook on the bottom of the shoulder strap is the same as what the thigh straps have already, and that just passes through the webbing loop at the bottom, and you have a really minimal 2-point thigh strap. All of the hardware on these, all of the hardware on the boat connection points is aluminum. So aluminum tension lock, aluminum G-hook, aluminum tri-glide. And I tried plastic, but when it's cold, plastic tends to break quite easily. So the aluminum is a little more expensive, but it's super durable. The hip belt connects in the same way. You need to move the side compression hook onto the belt like that. Use the color-coded loop. And then this tri-glide also just passes directly through the D-ring. Same on this side. And then take the tri-glide, see if I can get a good shot of that. Take the tri-glide and you turn it sideways, pass it through the D-ring, and it snaps into place. This boat has a shock cord on the back, which just passes right through the belt loop. It's very easy. If you have a toggle, there's also I'll also include a toggle that will connect to the strap plate on the back for the newer Alpacka boats. All in all, the hip belt is very comfortable. It works great as a back band. I've used it for a couple of years now. I would not recommend taking the 2-point thigh straps into really difficult whitewater. I think if you're pushing above class 2, maybe into class 3, you probably just want to go to the 4-point system that Alpacka already has. But for really lightweight trips, this is a really good setup. The suspension system on this pack is something I spent a lot of time on. I'm really excited about. So let me pull the hip belt off. The hip belt slides out from that tunnel. The vertical frame stays slipped directly into the back of the hip belt. This belt is a 1-piece Ebazote 50 foam. A 1-piece belt is really nice because the integrity of the belt is very consistent. Has an HDPE stiffener on the back, and that helps carry the weight from the 2 vertical stays across the entire back portion of the belt. That stiffener also is really helpful when it's inside the boat, because as you're loading it from the side instead of vertically, it gives a much more surface area that spreads those forces across. You'll see the hip belt is designed with this little toggle system, and this toggle system is of course what connects it into the boat, but it also becomes the side compression on the pack. And this is basically allowed to slide between the boat connection, and then it slides back when it needs to be connected to the pack. It's color coded with a silver loop and silver webbing, just to make it obvious what parts go to where. These are the shoulder straps. The latest revision I just made is to basically try and make them as seamless as possible, meaning there's no rough edges around the exterior of it. That helps a lot, not only on the pack, but also in the boat. And these connect, of course, to the pack the same way they connect to the boat, and that's through the metal D-ring with the toggle. The other cool feature of the suspension system is the vertical tubular aluminum frame stays. These are made out of 7075, and I've been making these for about 4 years now, and they are super cool. They have a couple of unique characteristics. One, they're just super lightweight, but because they're tubular, they're also incredibly stiff. And so vertically, they can carry a pretty substantial load. The entire frame is only 2 ounces, which is really incredible. Compared to flat bar, these are gonna be a lot stiffer. They do have one downside compared to flat bar though, and that is that they can spin when they're inside the pack. And that happens because if you pack your pack a little carelessly, it will balloon out, it will barrel, and it can spin them. So you just have to push them back down when you're loading the pack. However, there is another feature of this pack that helps with barreling. Because when a pack is put into the cargo fly of a boat, it really helps to not have any horizontal structure. This pack, when it's empty, can just be rolled up and put in through the tiniest cargo zip or T-zip. And so the way to combat barreling though, without adding more structure, is that there's an internal compression strap. So from this strap plate on the front to the connection point of the shoulder straps on the back, there's an internal piece of webbing. And when you're packing the pack, you cinch that tight and it will pull the pack together like this, and it will compress between the shoulder blades, which gives you a more ergonomic shape that fits in your back. Of course, the closer the pack sits to your body and the tighter the whole entire load is, the easier to carry it's gonna be. One of the most important features with a load hauling pack is fit. So I want to demonstrate how this pack is designed to fit. It has a dual adjustable hip belt, and all the belts will be made custom. The idea is that the foam is all one piece and it needs to wrap entirely around your hip bones. The reason the dual adjust belt is really nice is it allows you to adjust the top and bottom tension on the belt so that you can hug that crest of your hip bones. And that's really where you want to center as much of the weight as possible. I also like having two distinct straps instead of going to one buckle, just because it spreads more of the load across my body. And I think that's a principle with a load hauling pack that is universal. The more positive contact surface area you have, the better the fit is going to be, and the less you're going to have issues with hot spots and things like that. The other really important thing with the backpack is frame height, and not only torso height, but also the height of the frame above your shoulders. And so when you purchase this pack, I'll ask you for multiple measurements. One of them is the iliac crest to your C7 vertebrae, but the other one is from the top of your hip bone to the bottom of your ears. And that way I have 2 reference points to make sure that we can get the frame to be high enough that the load lifters create a positive angle. Especially when a pack gets loaded with a ton of weight, it can get very heavy and it will start to compress. It will slip down your hips slightly, and then the frame itself can compress. And so having that extra height gives you a lot more adjustability to be able to effectively shorten or lengthen your torso, but also use the load lifters to pull the load toward you. There's also side compression at the hip belt. These are the same straps that connect the belt into the boat, and that allows you to forward pull and really bring the pack closer into you. There's a couple of other fit features that are really nice on this pack. there is a lumbar pad, and behind this tunnel is a small pocket, and you can actually add or remove padding to that. And that's really a personal preference. Some people don't need lumbar pads, some people do. I have a pretty deep lumbar curve between my hip bones on the back. So if I don't have a lumbar pad, it just has air back there, and the pack tends to slide more because there's no surface area. And so being able to easily add or subtract foam right there, you can customize how it hugs the back of your back. The other cool thing is that this entire back panel right here is strippable. It has toggles to take it off. This foam can be used as a sit pad if you want. But if you're packing really light and you pack really smart, you don't really need a back pad. You can pack your pack so that it has mostly soft things against your back, and you can save an ounce or two that way too. So that's a look at how it is designed to fit. That's probably the most complicated part of ordering this pack, is making sure that we get the measurements correct so that it fits you properly when you get it. So that's a look at the Bad Larry. All of these packs are cut and sewn by myself right here in this workshop. And so everything is customizable. The pack fabric can be changed. We can change colors. We can change colors of webbing, thicknesses, widths. We can add pockets. I know some people really enjoy having a front pocket on there. That's very easy to add. There's also customizable accessories that integrate with it. If you've bought a Sockdolager bow bag already, of course that fits perfectly. This is a modular mesh pocket that also can go on there. And this is a prototype, basically cockpit bag that is smaller than a bow bag, but it's designed to fit inside your cockpit underneath your deck. And that can be a good option as well. So there's a whole bunch of different things we can do with this pack. All of them are gonna be custom and made to order to start. So if you have any questions about it, feel free to leave me a comment here or send me an email, and you can learn more about it on the website at sockdolagerequipment.com.